guys, and welcome to week 2 of the Caddy Diaries in China. It is Wednesday morning and it's early, it's 7 AM. So when we played the back 9 on Tuesday, I was absolutely chucking it down, so I thought it'd be good to come out today on Wednesday, walk the back 9, make sure I get those notes that I couldn't get when it was raining, and also show you guys the last few holes too. So guys, the course this week is, I'm going to say it, and I know I said this last week, but it's probably one of the best courses we play all year. We've got water features like this to greens, some long holes. It's quite demanding off the tee in places, and for me, the reason why it's the best course out here is because it tests all departments of your game. There's a few holes where you've got to drive it well, a few holes where you've got to hit your irons in close in order to have a good opportunity, and whether that be sometimes short irons or long irons, it can differ. So for me, it's an all-round test. Definitely have to be very good on the putting and short game this week too. So happy to get going and just about to finish walking this golf course. But before that, let's show you guys a few holes first. So just a little kind of an interesting story actually. All these villas and apartments, they're dotted all the way around the golf course, and they're empty. Like nobody actually lives in them, and there must be over 400 or 500 of these all around the golf course that nobody lives in. These are alongside the 13th here, green up ahead, empty apartments on the right. Now last week was just unbearably hot. It was, I think one of the days it was nearly 40 degrees, and then with humidity as well. I don't think I've ever been so hot on a golf course. So this week's gonna be nice weather, but not as hot and not as windy, so it's gonna be a little bit easier for me carrying the bag, thankfully. So guys, I just finished walking the 14th and annotating the green there. As you can see, the green arrows are highlighting that the ball will come back towards a flag located around the 20 line on the green, and then the red at the back which says we do not want to go long on that hole there. So that's the 14th. Let's move on to the 15th and look at the 16th, 17th and 18th. So guys, this is the 15th hole here this week. Now before we have a look down the hole and where exactly we're going to be aiming, let's have a little look at the book. And as you can see, I've got a green line here located over these trees, so it's a dog leg to the right. And this red line is kind of indicating where our left edge of the fairway is, because it's very hard to see that going over the brow of this hill. So our left edge of the fairway is here, and our centre of the fairway is this line here, giving us a perfect shot from the middle of the fairway into the green. Let's walk down this hole. So as we walk down the 15th now, this is the third to final event of this year's season. So we've got China, then next week we're off to Dubai, and it's called RAC. Well, that's whatever other players are calling it. There's the third to final event here on the Challenge Tour this year. We've got one more week in China, which is this week we're on now, and you guys are seeing the golf course. And then we have Ras Al Khaimah, which is just outside Dubai, and then the final, grand final in Oman, which again, I'm going to say it, it may even top this golf course. I've been there before. We'll have to see if they made any changes before put that claim down. So guys, we mentioned it was a dog leg to the right. As you can see, I just walked directly off the tee, and this is the dog leg to the right. If I just pan around now, you can see the flag just popping up on the right hand side of your picture there, the little white thing. You've got water on the left short, green in the middle, and then you've got a bunker over the back, and you get some nice tight pin positions in towards that water and towards that back right bunker. So you can see these are the trees we described. You have to kind of carry it over. So the tee was here. We're going over these trees into this area here. We'll look at the left edge of the fairway where we said it's our left line, and we'll look at where our line was to the middle of the fairway. So we said B was our left edge of the fairway. We've just reached B here, the green in front of us, and then B corresponding in our book there on the left hand side of the page. Now you can see that's highlighting our left edge of the fairway, and then the yellow cross, which is located just up here, is our centre of the fairway. Let's have a look what the shot looks like in from there. So just onto the yellow cross, our shot from here will be 82 yards but -1, so 81 yards to the front of the green. 81 yards to the front of the green. Now that will differ depending on whether the flag's at the back. You could get a 35 flag on, or you could get a flag like they have for the Pro-Am today, which is only 10 yards onto this green. They get flags located tight to the water and tight to this back bunker, which are testing flags. So this is one of the courses we played in the 2015 season when I caddied for Tom originally. Now we've bought last year's book as well, which Tom played, and also we've got the book from 2015. So that's going to give us all the pin placements, and it's some really valuable knowledge because we've gone round in the practice rounds this week and we put our holes out where we think they're going to have the pins, or where we know they're going to have certain pins. Like on 18, there's a very distinct pin that's always the final round pin. I guess a little bit like Augusta, you always know where the pins are, but it's definitely an advantage, and we've hit so many putts to these certain pin positions, so the prep has been extra good this week. So this is the 15th hole from my book in 2015. You can see we've got a 4, 3, 2 and a 1 at the top of the page there. Now that's just highlighting all those pin positions. So they were 1, we had 1 just in front of me here, 1 over there and 1 tight towards this water. Now all they were highlighting was where we put the flags, and we've hit putts to those positions up the green where we think we'll hit the ball to those flags and then hit the putts from there. Let's move on to the next hole. So I've just annotated the 15th green here before we move on to the 16th, and you can see I put a red cross in that back bunker where I said I didn't want to go, and a max line. Now that's just taking out that play out, that's just taking that bunker out of play and leaving us play a 15-20 footer to that back flag we saw was here in round 1 2015 for a putt up the hill. The 16th hole this week, on to the 16th hole this week at the Foshan Open. This is a par 3 and it's 164 yards and it plays 2 yards uphill. Now you can see the flag is located here today. Now this green is kind of 2 different greens in one, and if you have a look at my book here, I've annotated that. You can see that red line there is separating the left portion and the right portion, and you can see there's a severe slope sloping off to that left, so any flag in that back left, which we know because we've got our previous books from previous years, we know we can hit it into that back left kind of flag using that slope, so you don't have to take it too tight on that line. Now that line is pretty much dissected on this footpath here, left half the green, right half the green, and it's being key and precise on your line. So just approaching the green, I've just actually made the annotations of where we don't want to go and where we do want to go. So I put a red cross in the back right bunker because it's going to be a very severe downhill, down grain bunker shot. I put a red cross in this bunker here just purely because it's so much below the level of the green, but I've actually left this kind of as an amber cross. Now the reason for that is it's not so bad if you go in there, because if we get a flag in left, we've got this slope, we can use it to bring it back to the flag, which will help us get it close. As you can see, there's annotations here of the slope, taking it in, where we don't want to go and where we do want to go on the par 3 16th hole this week. On to the next one. On to the 17th hole this week, par 4, 471 yards. Now this is an extremely tough hole and predominantly plays into the wind, and the prevailing wind is definitely into out the left. Now this makes it sometimes a 6 iron to 4 iron in for your second shot, even maybe a bit longer if you get a flag towards the back, because this green is 52 yards long, sits towards you, plays very tough. So the line off the tee is this tree we can see sticking up here, which is going to take out of play this bunker here and leave us down the left portion of the fairway. So that was that tree just there. We can see he's going to be playing down the left half of the fairway, giving us the best chance of playing straight up that green. Now as you can see, that green is 52 yards long, extremely long green, so you could get a flag that's far on there, and if you come up short, it's a very, very slow uphill putt into the grain. So we're just approaching that bunker on the right, which we said we would carry and play it into this area on the left. Now this bunker on the right is 257 yards to carry it. Now into a strong breeze, that's no mean feat to carry it, so that's the reason why we brought this line for the left and open up this side of the fairway. And we're saying even if we hit it in this rough up the left before this longer rough, that it's okay towards this green because we're hitting it more up, straight up the centre of the green. But let's walk to where we're roughly going to have our tee shots in general. As you can see, it's a great looking second shot. So you can see just the bottom of your picture now, the red spot is approaching. So now that's going to play 275 off the tee. So we're going to roughly be probably 10-15 yards past this. So this plays 174 yards to the front of the green. Now that's 5 yards down, that's 169. But like I said earlier, you could have a flag that's 40 yards on or even more. And if you're any further back, that's going to play a very, very long way. Sometimes even if you're further back, you've gone over 200 yards second shot to a green that sits very much towards you and drop us left off the green. to walk up the green. So guys, you know I mentioned about those villas and those apartments that are kind of as though there probably 400 or 500 of them and nobody ever is in them. There's more of them there, which they're absolutely immaculate, but nobody's there. And I think, well, I can't really explain that because this golf course is absolutely pristine all year round. It's got a few members, but nobody actually even lives here. Very strange. So if I show you from this angle here how into you the grain is, and you see how dark the colour of the green is and how much it is uphill as well. So any putt kind of from front to back is going to be very, very slow, and any putt from back to front is going to be very, very quick. Now you can see this is really dark, which is highlighting that it's into the grain. If we turn round, and hopefully we'll see the difference of it turning lighter on the green and being down grain. That's the approach shot back from the green to the fairway. So middle of the green here all day is a perfect spot. This bunker's okay, but over the back left is not. The notes have been made on the 17th green. Let's move on to the 18th. 18th hole this week. It's a very, very good par 5. Now, the reason for this being a good par 5 is you've got a bunker right in the landing area, you've got water, and the second shot is very much a risk reward. If you can take it on and get it up there, you're gaining a lot on the field, but there's only a small percentage of the field here this week that will be able to do that. Now, I've highlighted in the book we're either going to play it to the max, or if it's not into wind, it's going to be trying to take it over that number 1 on the bunker, leaving us a great chance of getting up. So if you can get over this bunker, it's a relatively kind of easier shot to get to the green. Anything up this right and back, for the back, is a very tough testing shot to go there in 2. Now, there's a layup that's down the left that kind of loses you a very, very nice wedge yardage in order to spin it in and use the slopes on the green, which will show you in order to get it close. Now, the reason why this plays quite a long way is it runs the same direction as that 17th. So the 18th have got the prevailing wind, which is inside the left, which for a right-handed player doesn't make it the longest yardage. Tendency to spin it a bit more, come up a bit shorter, and make the whole play longer. Let's walk down the 18th. Just approaching that bunker and that spot in order we're going to use as our max if it's into the wind like it is today. So you can see that bunker is on my left just here, just going past the yellow dot, and then a little bit further ahead is the next dot, which is kind of the A and the white dot. So for me, we're going to use probably just 5 past this yellow dot in order to take the bunker out of play and leave us kind of a nice layup down the left towards this bunker. For the left you get to the green though is an easier wedge shot in. So this spot is playing 282 yards to the front of the green. So that's the reason why we're not going to take this green on in 2. I'm going to lay up into this area on the left where the yellow square is in order to leave us a nice wedge yardage in. If it's not into the wind and it's downwind, we can take on this bunker and leave ourselves a good chance of getting up in 2. So as you can see, that there's another hole running adjacent to this hole, and that's the 9th. The 9th and 18th are very, very good holes, and they actually share a green. So this green's over 100 yards long. It starts here, goes all the way over to here. Really cool with this water that shares a green, shares the water, and it looks absolutely stunning with that clubhouse in the back left. Let's go and have a look at the layup. Now for me, the reason why this hole is great, because even if you can bomb it over 300 yards and you're one of the guys that hits it a long way out here, you've got to be accurate, because this landing area up here over the bunker is quite tight for a relatively long hole. So again, there's risk in order to take it over the bunker, because you're bringing the water into play on the right. But then also, even when you get it up here, it's no kind of knock it on with an iron par 5. You've got to get it on the right shelf, the right level, and you can't go long and you can't go short. Great par 5. Definitely risk reward and much preferred than just a really long slog. So guys, just got to the yellow square, and that's going to leave us 75 yards to the front, and that is our view into the green. As you can see, the slopes to get into this flag here. The flags on the 18th on the final day is all the way on this right hand side of the green, so it's a really kind of testing flag, testing wedge shot over this green. So as we said, it's no mean feat to get up in 2, and it's no mean feat to hit the wedge shot close to. So as we can see, anything short and spinning is going to spin into the water, and especially from this flag over on the right hand side, definitely spin into this area here. Get a flag on the back shelf up here, which you've got to be careful spinning it too much, spinning it into the centre of the green. So it's definitely controlling that spin, making sure you've got a great yardage and to get on that perfect level on the green to give yourself a good chance of birdie here this week at the 18th. And as you see, the 9th over there on the right hand side too. So if you were going to go up in 2, your second shot will be played from either here or here over all this water, and your minimum carry is just past this spot here. So you can either hit over the water in 2, or you can lay up from here all the way into this area here, leave you a nice wedge shot towards the green. So guys, good evening. Just finished dinner and walking back to the hotel. It's Wednesday evening now. All the prep is done for this week, so we're prepared and ready to go for week 2 in China. Just left for me to say is thank you for watching this week's vlog. As always, do not forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with everything Alex Elliott Golf. We've got these 2 weeks in China, in Dubai next week, and then the grand final in Oman. So be sure to hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with all the caddy diaries, as well as loads of tips to come on Tuesdays on my channel. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and see you next week when we land in Dubai. Apparently the golf course next week is as spectacular as this one, so see you next week.